Welcome back, Blade Gang. I think we're going to have a fun review today of this interesting knife from Kubey that is kind of a giant budget wonder. $56 on White Mountain Knives, normally 70. It's his discounted price is 56. And you can get 10% off of that 56 by using my code OLDSWORD when you check out. Well, this is called the Kubey Pylades, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. It is a Greek name, so I understand, from an ancient play, and Pylades is one of two main characters in the play. I'm not going to get any more deep into it than that. You can look it up. Why the name is that, I do not know. But I saw this knife and said, hey, I already have that knife in titanium in D2. Look at this. It's even less money and it's in G10 and probably a little lighter. And I was thinking it was the same size, but you're going to see in a minute that this is not the same size even as the mega large knife that I previously had. So here it is. It is kind of a utility shaped blade, not a drop point, straight back utility with a forward belly and a long straight edge. And you're not going to believe the dimensions when we get to that part. But what's real interesting about it, besides the size, are the two finger grooves they put way back near the pommel. I think it's just kind of an interesting thing. I don't know that it serves a function. However, if you do hold the knife this way, it feels very nice with the edge out and point down. And that's as much as you need. You're locked right in there. And look at how much knife you've got. I got to back out even more. This is like sword distances today. So, well, I just stuck my background. You can see the size of this darn thing. But my thumb fits perfectly, capping it right there. They give you a deep carry clip that is transferable to the left side. Got a slot for a lanyard hole. A very nice, kind of a frosted look on the clip. It's not real shiny. Now, there are about 6 flavors of this. They're all 56 bucks. You can get a black handle with a black blade. You can get a white handle with a black blade. You can get a red handle with the satin. You can get a red handle with the black, and on and on and on. I'll give you the links. And I'm going to say right off the top, if you like large knives, buy this knife. Buy this knife. It's only going to cost you about 50 bucks after the discount, and you are not going to be unhappy. Look. And it's drop shut. It's smooth on bearings, crazy drop shut. Look at that. Drops into the handle beautifully. Point, well protected, but look at the blade to handle ratio you've got. It's right out there. You're not going to be able to get much further out than that. Look at that. We got maybe 1/4 of an inch or so left over. Wide open in the back. No back spacers, got 2 barrel spacers. Got a nice muted finger tab, flipper tab. You do feel the leverage that it takes when you flip it out. You've got to put a little bit of pressure on there. The break is nice, it's clean, it won't shake free. Really, really positive. Really no other way to get it out. There's no fuller. Yeah, there's no fuller. So you'd be hard pressed to get it out any way other than with the flipper tab. However, we've got convenient, without a nail nick there, you've got 2 convenient pinch points. So maybe they put those there for that reason. I don't know, but they also make kind of interesting finger grooves for the purpose that I showed. So the Pylades is out of Aus 10, not a bad steel. If you look it up on knife steel compositions, they say it's close to 440C, but different enough so that it's really not 440C. So if you don't like 440C, well, surgical instruments are made out of it, and provided it is correctly heat treated, it is a fine steel, close to VG10 and steels like that. AUS-10 is used by cold steel, used by I think maybe some of Benchmade's, maybe not, maybe Spyderco's. I think Spyderco and Cold Steel use it in their offshore stuff. Got something in my throat, either that or I'm all choked up over the knife. How about 10, almost 10 and 3/4 inches, 10 and 5/8, okay? 10 and 5/8 inches overall, with a blade of 4 and 3/4 and a cutting edge of 4 and 7/8. Unfreaking real. So, in millimeters, I got some pistachios. I got cut in my throat. 4 millimeter blade stock, which is 0.15, and a handle 0.63. It's wide, but not too wide. I think for the size of the knife, it's certainly appropriate. Now the weight, and it is weight relieved inside, heavily weight relieved, some big squares cut out. So, and while we're here, we've got good engagement of the liner, good 25% or so. It's a fairly thick liner that's jimped. And as I say, it's smooth and drop shut. So what do we got? 5.65 ounces. For the size of the knife, it ain't even 6 ounces. That's crazy. Well, let me show you something. There is the G10 Pylades. It's a white G10. I wanted to go kind of fancy with this one, so that's why I went with the white. But here is the titanium version that I got like 2 years ago, because it was also a crazy and expensive price. And I just like the looks and the size. So there you go. Same knife, but at that time, they didn't have a name for it. They didn't call it the Pylades. They had no name. They just had a number. And I don't even know if the number's on there. No, it isn't. It's probably on the box somewhere, wherever that is. It did come in a very nice pouch, like Kubey's premium ones, their typical camo pouch. So I thought this and the new one were the same size, but I was wrong. Look at that. They took the same model, scaled it up about 1.5 inches longer overall, with a blade at least a good 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch longer. But look at the handle. Same handle. A little taller here, a little shorter here. Everything the same on that handle. So the slot maybe is a little longer here. And we've got a handle that's narrower. I don't think this is still available, by the way. Again, I said D2 and kind of a copper anodized, call it gold if you want, but it's more of a copper anodized titanium with that interesting baseball bat, kind of looks just like a baseball bat, I think, clip. Okay, so we're going to call that the Pylades now that I got a name. But in the world of large knives, we often think about Max Ace and some of their creations. Well, here's the Goliath 2, which I thought was a very long knife. Look at that. We're about 1 inch longer on the Pylades. And it's not Pilates like the exercise, it's Pylades, if you want to pronounce it that way, just to make a distinction. And it's about maybe 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch longer in the blade. Much taller on the Goliath 2. Much taller blade on the Goliath 2. But look, very similar profile, except it drops just a little bit. But it's still more that kind of utility blade. Action on this, by the way, is just terrific. Well, What if we brought out the minuscule Benchmade Griptilian? Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that. How about if we bring out the minuscule Rat 1? Oh yeah. Yeah, the Rat 1 ain't winning today. Sorry, Rat 1. You're a nice knife, but you ain't winning today. So there you go. A light, relatively light and large knife. Let's see. So we've got, I said 5.5 ounces. No, it's not an ounce per inch, unfortunately. That would be incredible if it was. But still a light and usable knife. Certainly a knife to impress. And I would say as well, see some utility. It's a pretty rugged blade. I mean, the lockup is drum tight in both directions. No blade rock, no lock rock, no blade wiggle, no blade play. And reversible clip, and like about 6 or 7 colors. So what's not to like, you big knife lovers? Let me know what you think. The Kubey Pylades. We'll be back soon. Don't forget to give this vid a like and subscribe.